is on, everybody? Walker Dead here, back again with another episode for you guys. This is Season 2, Episode 12 of my Walking Dead Reboot series titled The Livers. Thank you all so much for the love and support. I really do appreciate it, and yeah, let's get to this episode now, shall we? The episode begins with Tara cleaning her hands. She is cleaning not only her weapon, but her hands as, John comes in and says, "Hey, you okay?" Tara says, "Yeah, I'm fine." They have this nice little smile as John walks away. Tara's smile just slowly fades away as she is just cleaning her weapon. But we get this dark scene, like what's under the weapon, like on the bottom. She is just taping this knife on the gun, and then that's how you notice that things are not going good for Tara. I mean, she's not in a good place right now. The next shot is Shane going up to Rick, and Shane asks Rick, "Have you decided yet?" Rick says, "I have." The rest of the group is like looking at Rick, and it's like, "Oh, you have?" And Rick's like, "It's settled, we'll do it tonight." Tara just has this big smile on her face as she is done cleaning with her, like when she's done cleaning with her weapons. She just has this big smile on her face, and she is just satisfied by this. Guillermo just gets all wild up. He's about to he wants to start jumping up and down, but he's just so happy knowing that this fight is gonna be dealt with. But Dale, on the other hand, is like, "Rick, listen, he's just a kid. Sure, he was with those people, but think about it, he's just a kid." Rick then says, "I've been thinking about it all night. Knowing what we know now, I just don't see another way out." But then Dale's like, "You can't just decide on your own to take someone's life." Rick then tells Dale, "Well, Tara, Guillermo, and Shane seem supportive." Dale says, "True, but at least think about Carl. And the lesson that you're giving him. Shoot first, think later. Just give me one day, or hell, a few hours to talk to everybody. Please, think about Carl." Rick says, "I am. We'll reconvene at sunset, and whatever happens, happens." As Rick walks away. The next shot is Glenn and Maggie on the road. They are heading to the pharmacy. Glenn starts to tell Maggie a little bit about his backstory, how he lost his mother and his sister. That's what he tells Maggie. Maggie says, "I'm sorry." Maggie, Glenn's like, "No, don't be. I mean, just I miss him so much, But I do know what it's like for sure to lose a sister." Maggie's like, "Yeah, I bet." The next shot is Shane in his RV, and he is talking with Andrea. Dale's like, "Hon, Andrea, baby, I need you to guard Randell." Andrew's like, "Why?" Dale says, "Rick is giving me time to talk to the others, talk some sense to them." But Shane finds out. Andrew says, "What, you think he's just gonna kill the kid himself?" Dale's then like, killing the boy had to be his idea. "Are you with him on this?" Andrew says, "Hell no. I'm sorry, it's just I'm a little mixed on the situation right now. It's just he's a friend. But then again, he might have some valuable intel for us. Like, where's Harlan and the Livers? Where's their camp? What are they up to? Stuff like that. Maybe keeping him alive is a good idea. Maybe it's not. But like I stated before, there's no telling what could happen." Dale's like, "At least do it for me, please." Andrew's like, fine, I'll watch your prisoner, but not because I think you're right. As just before Andrea leaves, and she kisses Dale and says, "I love you so much." As Andrew's leaving the RV, Dale says, "I love you too." As they both have this nice smiling moment. The next shot is Tara going to Rick, and she's like, "Hey Rick, I was just thinking about going on a supply run with Guillermo and John. Is that okay?" Rick says, "Of course." Does Guillermo and John know? Not technically yet, but I just want to, get more supplies for the group. Rick says, "Sure." As Tara walks away, Rick just gets his look on his face, like he knows something's up, but like he just knows, like Rick and then there just knows something is going on, but he just, but then again he understands because he knows Tara's not in a good place, and probably maybe him letting her go get some supplies is maybe could just help her, clear her head or whatever she's going through. Tara goes to Guillermo's tent, and Tara's like, "Guillermo, come on, we're gonna go search for the livers." Guillermo's like, "For real? Wait, does Rick know?" Tara's like, "No, he doesn't. I just don't want him to, if I told him that I was gonna go out to go hunt for the livers, he probably would have sent it, an extra group to come with us. But this is something we need to do ourselves. We need to find these livers. Hell, at least find one of them, interrogate him, and put him out of his misery." Guillermo says, "Fine." John is seeing this from a distance, and he just knows something weird is going on, so he just follows Tara and Guillermo. The next shot is at the pharmacy, and Maggie's like, "Anything on the list?" Glenn hands the list to Maggie, and Glenn says to Maggie, like, "I'm just gonna have a look around." As Maggie says, "Okay," and just walks off. And Glenn is just looking for supplies, medicine, anything else, for anybody at the group. Glenn comes across this box, and he's curious to know what it is. He picks it up, and he just reads the description, and it says the word condom on it, and he's like, "Oh God." Maggie comes and says, "Not anything," and he grabs the two boxes of condoms. He puts it in the bag, and he just grabs like another box, and he knows it says condoms on it, and he's just looking at it like, I just found this box over here. I don't know what it is, but it could be like medicine or something." Maggie's then's like, "Condoms." Maggie's then like, "You got a girlfriend I don't know about?" Glenn's like, No, me, no. I never had a girlfriend before. Just, I know it's, embarrassing, but I felt like every single time I tried to get one, I felt like I lose every time. It's just hard to talk. It's just sometimes hard to talk about. Now he's like, "What do you mean? You're a sweet and confident guy. Any girl will be lucky to have you." And then Glenn's like, "Oh, no. I mean, I would, well, I would never." And then now he's like, "There's something wrong with me?" Glenn's like, No, not at all. It's just, you're beautiful, You're amazing. And so brave and talented, and just, Maggie's then like, "I'll have sex with you." Glenn's like, "Really? Why?" Maggie's like, "You asking questions, smart boy?" Our options are, well, not good these days. Maggie takes off her hat and kisses Glenn. Glenn is like, "Holy shit." Maggie then says, "You're not the only one that feels lonely. Like, you feel like whenever you do or try, it's not good enough. And I like you too." Maggie then takes off her shirt and takes off her breasting, and Glenn is like looking at her like, wow, just wow. As Glenn takes off his shirt, and then they start to kiss again. The next shot is Tara, John, and Guillermo in the woods, and Tara is like just looking around for like some livers to kill, and John's like, why are you really out here, Tara? Come on, you can talk to me. John's like, you're not here to look for a surprise, aren't you? Tara's like, no, I'm not. I'm here. I'm trying to kill these livers, John. I didn't want to tell Rick because if I did, then you'll send like more people with us. It's just there's something I have to do myself that I feel like that me and Guillermo has to do ourselves. These people are insane. They are ruthless, and they all need to die. John's like, I agree. Which is why I'm not stopping you. I'm going with you. Tara's like, really? John's like, yeah. My best friend, Tara. If you believe that we should, kill one of these assholes or, kidnap one of these psychopaths, and I'm all for it. Tara says, thanks. John says, don't mention it. Guillermo whistles. As Guillermo whistles, he points to his parking lot, and John's like whispering to Guillermo. He's like, "What's up?" Guillermo tells John there are 3 livers right there. They're wearing like these weird fucking animal masks and shit. They have like weapons. Guillermo's like, "What do you want to do, John?" John's like, "I take one, you take one, and Tara takes one. You have your knife?" Guillermo says, "Yeah." Alright, then we use our knives and slit their throats. Guillermo says, "Great." As Tara, John, and Guillermo get out of the spot they're currently at, they sneak up behind these 3 livers, and as one of them turns around, this liver sees John, but John gets the upper hand by grabbing his mouth and just punch him in the face and knocking him out. Tara pulls a Metal Gear Solid, grabs her knife, and slits one of the liver's throats wide open as mad blood is coming out on the ground. Guillermo grabs his knife and just grabs the liver and just stabs him and stabs him and stabs him repeatedly until this liver is dead. He then grabs his knife and stabs the liver he just killed in the head, preventing him from turning. As Tara's looking at the liver, she just slit his throat. This liver is like begging for mercy, but Tara's then like then grabs his mouth and just grabs her knife and stabs this liver's eyeballs straight out, both of them straight out. As he is crying and screaming, Tara then grabs her knife and kills the liver, stabbing it in the head. The liver, John's looking at this liver, he just slits his throat, and he is just like, yeah, Harlan is gonna As his liver is dead, John grabs his knife and stabs it in the head to prevent this liver from reanimating into a walker. Tara's like, oh, that was one, hell of a team effort. John's looking at Tara's hands with mad blood on her hands, and John also notices that Tara grabbed her knife and cut it he notices that Tara just basically put a 180 by taking that liver's eyeballs out, and that's when John gets a little worried, and he is just getting a little concerned for Tara because as John sees this, he's like, holy shit. The next shot is at Harlan's camp, and he is just like that that crazy, not Chin, yet that Jane betrayed me. After I saved her life, gave her a home, purpose, a weapon, something to fight for, back in Pennsylvania. And what does she do? She betrays me, just like Don. And now, Randell is being held captive by this group. And newsflash, Tara and Guillermo are there. If they won't give me the farm, I'll find something of my own. I'll find a place big enough than their farm. And then we're gonna kidnap them. Really good. Hell, find the leader Rick. Teach him a lesson for messing with the livers. No one messes with the livers. This random liver comes up to Harlan and is like, there's food missing, sir. And Harlan's like, what? Food missing? How? This was your job not to make sure this happened. How did this happen under your watch? You were sleeping, weren't you? Pathetic. You're off security duty. Don't worry. I have another job for you. One, which is where you're dead if you fail me again. Now, if I were you, I would walk the hell out of here right now. Like, walk away from me right now. This liver says, yes, sir. Willie is like, sir, don't worry. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go hunt for Jane. Yeah, that's right. The bitch that betrayed me and the group. Well, our group. Don't worry, I'm gonna go hunt for her right now. And then I'm just gonna go teach her a lesson. A big lesson. The next shot is back at Rochel's farm. Randell is hanging on to your life. He is just trying to get out of his chains. He's tied up right next to and he just hears Shane and Carl talking, and Carl's like asking Shane, is he a kid like me? Like, is he my age? Shane's like, just leave this to the adults and the professionals, okay? Go on, go play. Randell sees Andrew, and Randall's like, excuse me, ma'am, I'm really thirsty. You're gonna kill me, right? As Andrea looks at Randell with this concerned look on her face. Randell just looks outside and he just gets a little concerned. He hears something and he just looks up and he sees Carl, and Randall's like, hey there, that's a sweet hat. I'm Randell. That sheriff guy, he's your dad? I like him. Your mom here too? Yeah. You're lucky you still got your family. I lost mine. I lost my brother and mom. But anyway, listen, I don't know what your group members have been saying about me, but I didn't do nothing. I swear. Your dad and his friend were just gonna let me go until they started fighting with each other. Your dad got hurt pretty bad. I have to be honest. I was kind of worried. My camp, we got lots of supplies. Hell, you help me, I can take you and your folks back to my people. We can take good care of you. Well, it depends on what Harlan says, but who knows? Maybe we could all work together. You just gotta get me out of these chains, okay? Just help me find the keys, please. Please. As Shane opens the door and he just notices Carl's in the thing with Randell, and Shane just blacks out and says, "What did you say to him? What did you say to him?" As he's pointing the gun at Randall's mouth, and he's like, "You like talking? Open your mouth. You like talking? You like talking?" And Andrew screams, "Shane, not now. Shane, back off." As Andrew just grabs Shane and says, "Stop." Shane looks at Carl and says, "Come on, let's go." And Carl's like, "Shane, please don't tell my parents." Shane's like, "That's not cool, alright, man? Listen, Carl, you could have gotten seriously hurt in there." Carl's like, "I can handle myself." Shane's like, "Listen, you don't go near him again. You hear me?" Carl says, "You won't tell my parents, will you?" Shane said, like, "Carl, it's not about getting in trouble. See, men like that was trying to, make you feel sorry for him. Trying to make you feel sorry, trying to get your guard down. You lay your guard down, people die. Do me a favor, alright? Go find your mom. Please." As Carl walks away, Shane then says, "Carl, quit. Just stop trying to get yourself killed, man." Carl shakes his head okay as Carl just walks away. The next shot is Harlan in the woods, and he is just looking around, and he's like, "Oh, Jane, where are you? Oh, come on, don't be shy. I just want to have a conversation about your betrayal, which is what I'm going to talk about when we're done talking." He then sees the trail of footprints, and he notices this, and he's like, "You can hide from walkers, sweetheart, but you can't hide from me." He then walks over to this abandoned, like this little abandoned shed, and he just is like following the tracks, and it looks like it's leading right to this little abandoned shack. Harlan is like looking around, and he just sees this mysterious figure in the shadows, and this person's running, and he's like, jackpot. The next shot is Glenn and Maggie on their horses, and they're just riding back to the farm. Glenn is like, "It wasn't all that bad, right?" Maggie was like, "It was just a one-time thing, but it felt good." As Glenn smiles. The next shot is Harlan running in the shack, and he is like, "Oh, Jane, where are you?" He is hitting one of the stalls, like it opens, and he sees nothing there, and he is like, "Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you say. Oh, be careful, little arms, what you do. There's nothing there above," and he's looking down and up, but there's nothing there to see. Oh, be careful, little arms, what you do. Oh, yes, be careful, little hands, what you do. There's a little nothing up there, but there's someone up above, and he's just looking at you. Jackpot! Jane screams, "Now get away from me." Harlan just hits Jane in the face, knocking her out, as she just grabs her by the hair and throws her on the ground. As Jane is feeling dizzy, she's like, "Please, stop." Harlan's like, "No, this is not me being thankful. No, this is punishment." Harlan then tells Jane, "I wasn't really like all this very much. I wasn't all that bad of a guy. I was just working one day, trying to provide for my sick mom, for my dying baby brother. I worked 2 jobs, but no matter how hard I worked, they still died. I came in the room running. I saw my baby brother as a walker. I grabbed my knife and did what I didn't want to do. I put him down. I opened the door, trying to see, hope that if my mom was okay, maybe there was a chance that maybe I could survive. But you want to know something weird? A stranger broke into my home. And she was just scared because I saw a man just beating on her for no reason. So I grabbed my gun and I shot him in the face. My mother was fine. Well, as that's what I thought. I thought she was fine, but she wasn't fine. My mom committed suicide because of what happened, because of the trauma she experienced, which broke me mentally and physically. So after that, I just buried both of them in the backyard. I was walking the streets of Pennsylvania, crying, screaming. So I eventually found my group. A group who would live and live and live to become something better. To become the livers. I know it's a little difficult, but it's something you signed up for. And when I saved your life, but now you betrayed me. Harlan takes off his pants as he takes off Jane's pants, and Jane's like screaming and crying, "Don't do this!" And Harlan is like, "It's not that I don't want to do this. No. It's because I have to, darling. I have to." The next shot is Carl just looking at bullets, and he's just looking at the bullets, thinking of what happened when Shane opened that barn. And Carl's like, "Holy smokes!" But he's just thinking. Ori walks and says, "Carl, where's your daddy?" Carl says he's up there. Ori goes to Rick on top of the barn, and Ori's like, the nights are getting colder, and we're way too exposed. Rick says, "I was thinking about we clear the barn and see some lookouts up here, you know." Ori's like, Rick's kind of like, "Well, then we could, talk about Herschel, about, staying in the house." Ori says, "Yeah." Ori then asks Rick, "Are you sure that's the best way to do this? To just tie him up?" Rick says, "I have no idea. I know how I feel about, the death penalty, but..." Ori says it's fine. The world's different now. Unfortunately, that's how it is. After everything that happened, you and Shane agree on this. Rick's like, "Then do you support the decision?" Ori doesn't say anything, and she's just like, she just doesn't know what to say. Ori then changes the subject by saying, "You never told me what happened on the road between you and Shane." Rick says he won't be a problem anymore. The next shot is Harlan dragging Jane back to the camp, and she's just crying in tears. Harlan walks back to the camp, and it's like, "Everybody, found our traitor." Yeah. As Jane is, like, on the ground, she doesn't really say anything. She can't really move, and he's like, "Don't worry, message has been received. And I just hope if you're sick, Jane, you get it. That you understand how that works. How this works. John, Tara, and Guillermo make it to Harlan's camp. This is completely out random, but Tara just sees this and he's like, holy shit, this delivers his camp. Tara just immediately runs in the camp and Guillermo's like, wait. Guillermo's like, what the fuck is she doing? John's like, getting herself killed. Tara goes in one of the tents and sees a sign that says Pennsylvania on it, but then just gets interrupted by this mysterious person's revealed by Nathan. Nathan says, you gotta get out of here now. Hurry before, Tara's like, what are you talking about? Tara's like not buying this. She is just like, no, you're a liver. I'm not buying this crapola. She just attacks Nathan. They're like having a scuffle in like the tent. Nathan's like, stop. I'm one of the good guys. There is food. Tara's like, what are you talking about? Nathan's like, there's food right next to the trees on Highway 27. It's not that far from here, but if you and your friends go now, there'll be enough food for you to take back to your people. Harlan screams, don't tell me that's Tara in there. He just grabs his chainsaw and he is just cutting the tent like in a straight line. Like he is just cutting the tent, like destroying it. And as Nathan is trying to run, he can't, because that's when the last of the livers surround him. And that's where we get this crazy shot of Tara running, but only this time Harlan is just, he has like the chainsaw in one of his hands, and he just takes out his AK-47 and he just fires at Tara. And like one of the bullets like goes through Tara's legs. John and Guillermo come out where they're hiding, and they are just trying to shoot at the livers, but unfortunately the livers take cover behind the trees. Harlan is like, oh, we meet again. How's it going? John Miller says, let her go. As Harlan like picks Tara up, he grabs like his AK-47, aims at Tara's head, and he says, if you two don't drop your weapons right now, we're gonna have a big issue. Only this time, your friend's gonna die. You don't want that now, do you, Mr. Miller? Guillermo, good to see you. Put your guns down now, or she dies. John and Guillermo lower down their weapons as Harlan just knocks out Tara. As John and Guillermo are running towards Harlan, that's when the last of the livers come out their hiding spots, and they just gang up on John and Guillermo, beating them both to a pulp. And Harlan's like, no, that's enough. We don't want to kill them. They're our bargaining chip. They get back Randell. I'm sorry, Nathan. Nathan's like, boss. Harlan's like, shut your goddamn mouth. Fucking backstabbing piece of garbage. I expected it from Jane, but from you? Wow. Just wow. You really crossed the line here. Nathan says, I'm so sorry, sir. As Harlan hugs Nathan, and he's like, you know what? I do not accept your sorry. As he grabs his knife and just stabs Nathan in the heart, he keeps stabbing and stabbing and stabbing until Nathan is dead. As mad blood is coming from Nathan's mouth, he's like, as John and Guillermo sees this, John is looking at Harlan with this angry look on his face. Guillermo says, "You're fucking crazy." Harlan says, "I've been crazy." "What you mean?" Don't worry. You'll understand what's going on soon enough." Harlan then grabs his knife and stabs Nathan in the head twice. The next shot is Dale talking with Shane. Dale's like, "I want to change your mind." Shane's a little confused, but then Dale's like, "I know you and I don't, see eye to eye on much." Shane's like, "That's an understatement of the century. But what are you talking about? About changing my mind?" "Oh, you wanting, you convincing Rick to kill Randell? Pretty hard to miss. So do you want danger now?" "No. But there is, from I know, all of us and only one of him. And there's 25 livers still left. But killing him doesn't change that. But it changes us." Shane smiles and he is like, "You got balls, Dale. I'm gonna give you that. I'll tell you what. You gather everyone else around and to vote. If you can convince everybody to keep this guy alive, I won't say a goddamn thing about it. But I'm telling you right now, man to man, you're wrong. And if this person kills somebody, I don't have to say anything because, well, I know that blood is going to be on your hands. You're wrong about this, Dale. You did wrong." The next shot is Rick looking outside, and Lori is like, "It's almost time. I know this isn't easy for you." Rick then says it isn't easy for anybody. "But I made the call. I'm ready to do this." Lori's like, "You don't have to be the one to do it." Rick then says, "Nah, it has to be me. I brought him back here. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I gotta keep these people safe. That's exactly what I'm gonna do." When I asked you, Nana, did you support this decision, you didn't answer. Lori then says, "I didn't answer because I believe he could be useful. He could be useful to this group if we just give him a chance." Lori then opens up to Rick and says, "There's something I haven't told you yet." Rick says, "What is it?" Lori says, "Shane and I. Rick then says, "You thought I was dead. The world went to shit, and you thought I was dead." Lori says, "Yeah." Lori says, "I am so sorry. If you wanna yell at me, I understand. I didn't mean to cheat on you. It's just I thought you were dead." Rick and Lori hug, and they have this nice scene together. And Rick just comforts Lori by saying, "It's okay. You didn't know." The next shot is everyone in the house, and they are just deciding what to do, and they are just, deciding on how to handle Randall's fate. Vassel's like, "How do we do this? Just take vote?" Tito's like, "Does it have to be unanimous?" Rick's like, let's just explore through the options." Shane's like, "The way I see it, only one way to move forward." Dale's like, "Killing him. Right? why even bother to take a vote? It's clear which majority wins one or the other. Rick then says, well, if people want to believe we should spare him, I want to know. I can tell you now, it's a small vote. Maybe just me and Avesta. Avesta says, Dale, I think you're pretty much right almost about everything all the time, but Dale then scared you. They got you scared. Avesta's like, no, I'm not scared. It's just, he's not one of us. And I think we've lost too many people already. Dale looks at Maggie, he's like, what about you? Do you agree with this? Huh? Herschel then says, well, can't be a winner, but we can ration better. Dale's like, well, he could be an asset. Give him a chance to prove himself. Glenn's then like, he'll be just another person we would have to, help. Dale's like, yeah, just another mouth to feed. Glenn says, well, what we could do is, let him work. Maggie then says, put an escort on him. Rick then screams by saying, we're not just gonna let him walk around. Maggie then says, well, we could, put an escort on him. And then Shane's like, who'll volunteer for that duty? Dale screams, I will. Rick's then like, listen, I don't think we should be walking around with this guy. Lori then says, yeah, he's right. I wouldn't really feel comfortable as long as he's tied up. Shane's then like, oh, save he joins us, save he's helpful, save he's nice. We lay our guard down. Maybe he just runs off and brings back what's left of his livers. Dale's like, so the answer is to kill him? To prevent a crime he might never even attempt? If we do this, you're saying the rule of law is dead. That who we were before is dead. That there is no civilization. Shane's like, oh my god. Patricia then says, say like all of you went through with it. How would you do it, Rick? Would he suffer? Shane's then like, well, what we could do is hang him, snap his neck. Rick says, I thought about that. Shoot him maybe more mean. T-Dog's wait, what about the body, do we? Dale's like, whoa, hang on. You're talking about this like it's already decided. Dale's like, we've been talking about it all day. We've been going in circles. You really want to go around in circles again? Dale's like, this is a young man's life. And it is worth more than 5-minute conversation. It's this what it comes to. We get rid of somebody because we can't decide what else to do with him. Rick, you saved him. Now look at it. He's been tortured. He's gonna be executed. I'm not saying we should stop killing him. I'm just saying, how are we any different than the livers if we're just so afraid of him? Shane's like, we know what needs to be done. Rick frames like, Dale's right. We have a responsibility. As everyone else is talking and chattering, Angel's like, hold on, let Rick finish. We haven't come up with a single viable option yet. I wish we could, but then Dale's screaming, then let's work on it. And then Avesta comes out of her chair, is like, stop it. Stop it. All of you. Look at what's going on. Really? We're going to be deciding to kill a kid? That's not who we are. Look who... Nowadays, it's either you kill who you have to, or you survive. Killing this kid is crazy, and I think it's going too far. I'm not saying we should just be pacifist or whatever. I'm just saying we should decide on who to kill and who not to kill. Kill those who we have to. Not kill because we want to, or kill just to enjoy it. Decide. Yeah, either one of you decide. But leave me out of it. As Vesta just walks away and just leaves the house. And Dale's like, she's right. She's right. Like, I'm just saying, like, if we do this, like, kill a kid, like, the people that we were, the world that we knew is dead. And this new world is ugly. It's harsh. It's survival to the fittest. And that's a world I don't want to live in. And I don't believe any of you do. I can't. So what? Y'all just gonna watch too? Nah, that's fine. Just go be waiting in your tents. Just forget that we're swallowing a human being. A kid. I won't be a party to it. Dale then looks at Daryl and he says, this group is broken. As Dale just walks away. The next shot is Daryl and Rick and Shane just taking Randall to the barn. And Shane's like hey, what's going on? And Daryl's like, just shut up. Rick opens the barn and Shane just takes Randall inside the barn and Shane just holds Randall down and says, don't worry, this could be overstated. As Randall gets a little nervous by saying, what's going to be overstated? As Shane just says, hey, just shut up. Shane just tightens the blindfold on Randall's eyes, in between his eyes, and he's like, hey, no. Rick takes out his gun. He's putting all the bullets in his gun, and as Randall's like, no. As Rick is done putting all his bullets in his gun, Rick is asking Randall, do you prefer to stand or kneel? As Randall's still screaming no, and Shane just kicks one of Randall's legs, like having him kneel. Randall is still winning, crying, saying, no, please, no. As Rick is looking at Shane, and Shane's like, do it. And Daryl's just looking at Rick, is like, I don't know about this. Rick's like, do you have any final words? And as Randall's like, please don't do this. Please, I can help you. Please, don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't. I'm not like Harlan. No, I'm not. As Rick has the gun to Randall's head, he's mixed and he doesn't know what to do next. But then out of nowhere, he hears gunshots and he just hears this familiar voice. It's revealed to be Harlan's voice screaming, Rick, where are you? Rick. That's right, I'm back. I got 2 or 3 of your people right here. Rick comes running out of the barn and he sees John, Tara, and Guillermo held hostage and held at gunpoint by Harlan and the rest of the livers. Harlan is like, oh, so the man has finally shown his face. Good. This is so interesting. Rick screamed to let him go. Right now. Which one? John Miller, old boy? Tara? Or Guillermo? Let's see. How to decide which to let go first. Oh, don't worry, Rick. No. This isn't forgiveness. This is what happens when you mess the livers. Yes. Oh, yes. This is gonna be so much fun. And what I'm about to do, I'm gonna enjoy it very, very much. He grabs his AK-47 and he just tells all the livers to come out, and you see all of the livers, all 21 of the livers, what's left of them, they just have their AK-47s and weapons, and Harlan is like, fire! As mad gunshots are going off. And boom, that is the end of the episode. The next episode is going to be very crazy, so please stay tuned for that. And yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next episode. And as always, peace.